to do that. That was my chit chat, so you see it distracted me. All right, so we're going to start a cross-legged position. All right, so have the right leg crossed in front of the left leg. Whether that feels more natural to you, I guess that depends on whether you're a left-hand or a right-handed person, I'm not sure. So have the right leg crossed in front of the left, just in a cross-legged position. We're going to do a little bit of work on the shoulders and the neck and the head, so just trying to get rid of some of that deep tension accumulated in those areas, which often we have from stress and long-term stress. So we're going to do those twisty Garuda eagle arms, Sarah, which we did the other day. So if we take the arms out in front of us, and then we're going to cross them so the backs are together. And then if you can, you're going to reach round and bring the palms together and hold them in front of the face. Now if that's too difficult, just have the palms of the hands back to back. All right, but if you can, reaching round. And just hold the arms in front of the face, so feeling a nice stretch across the shoulder blades. This might feel quite tight. Sitting nice and upright, have the head up, and just holding the arms so they're in front of the face. I'm just going to hold here for a short while before we take a small movement. So we're stretching across those shoulders now, feeling it in the shoulder blades maybe. It's really good for getting rid of shoulder tension. And shoulder tension which ends up in the head. So throughout the practice, the challenge is to keep still in these positions and not mind what your brain is thinking about them, whether it likes them or not. We're just going to take the arms now to the left, so just take the arms to the left side, still bound up, and just turn the head to the right, looking over the right shoulder or to the right side. This might feel a bit tight, go easy. Just holding and breathing. And if you started to feel a bit of sensation in the shoulders, we're not going to be here very long. We're just giving them a little stretch. And let's just bring the arms back to center. Unravel the hands. Take the left arm out, so just the fingertips are active and touching the floor. And just want you to take your chin to your chest. And let's roll the head to the right. So take the right ear towards the right shoulder. So again, that might not come very near the ear, might not come near the shoulder if there's a lot of tension in the neck. And you can either stay here, if you want to, you can use the right hand and place the right hand on top of the head. Just gently resting on top of the head, so it's giving it a little bit of a, not a pull, but just a little extra helping hand to stretch down the left side of the neck. So quite a subtle movement, but if you've got a tense neck, you're going to feel it, and it's going to help get rid of some of that tension in the neck. So just try and relax into this position. And just knowing that we're not going to be here forever. And then let's slowly release the head coming up. We're going to straighten the right leg now, but keep the left leg in. And this is where you're going to need a cushion or something. If you bring a cushion or a blanket next to your right knee, maybe a rolled up blanket or a cushion. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take the right elbow down onto that cushion. And we're going to rest our head into our right hand. So the right elbow is just to the inside of the right knee, resting on a cushion. The left hand can just be perhaps resting on the left knee or out in front of you, wherever's comfortable. And we're just going to hold our head in our right hand. So a very gentle stretch forward. And just really feel like we're supporting the head now, letting the head rest.
Is there an alternative, Rach, if you can't get anywhere near that at all?
Can you stack up cushions even higher?
Yeah.
On the side? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
That's fine. Yeah, don't be afraid to have a massive high stack of cushions in any of the positions. So if you think, oh, I'm not even going anywhere, that's fine. So we're just holding the head here for a moment. Resting forward, just let the weight of the head come into the hand. And then we're going to take this stretch into a stretch across towards the right toe. We're just turning slightly. Bring your cushions now onto the top of your right thigh. You don't have to have cushions for this one if you don't want to. And then you can take both hands either side of the right leg. And you're going to come forwards over the right leg. So the left leg is still bent in. You're folding forwards over the right leg. You could have a massive stack of cushions right up so your chest is resting on them. You could even rest your elbows on your cushions and rest your head in your hands if you prefer. Or you can take the hands either side of the leg and come all the way over the leg. It's entirely up to you. You're facing your right toes. You're aiming your gaze to your right toes. If you prefer no cushions, you just want to fold over the leg, that's fine. Just resting down now, letting gravity take you down. You see, the further forward you are, the more you're working on the lower back and the hips and that hamstring. And we're going to hold here for 2 minutes. We've already done getting on for a minute. So just let the body sink down onto those cushions. Feeling the stretch on the back of the right leg. If you need to ease up at any time, you can. If you want to sink down a little bit further, you can. So we've got less than a minute here now, so not long. Perhaps you relax into it or perhaps something screaming out. So just see if you can carry on or not. All right, so we're coming to the end of this one now, so let's just slowly roll up to sitting. Let's remove the cushions out of the way. Just bring the knees up and then just take them from side to side very gently. And then we're going to go to the other side now. Maybe it feels like ages already. We've only done one side, so we're going to do the other side now. All right. So let's go into a cross-legged position again, but now take the left leg in front. So that will feel a little bit odd, what it does for me. Maybe it doesn't for you. One side probably felt more odd than the other. All right. So we're going to do those eagle arms again. So taking the arms out in front, crossing them over, back to back at first, and then if you can, palm to palm, holding them in front of the face. And just feeling the stretch across the shoulders again. Maybe it's a little bit less now because you did it before and stretched out some of the tightness. Maybe you've gone back and gone, oh no, I don't like this. Doing it again. Not too long. Squeeze the tension out the back of the shoulder blades. And then let's take the hands, the arms rather to the right this time and turn the head over to the left. Again, just take it to wherever you can and just noticing perhaps one side is easier or harder than the other. It certainly feels a bit tighter this way for me. But just noticing that. Keep breathing. Keep holding the arms up. And let's slowly bring the arms back to center, unravel them, rolling the shoulders if you need to, just to get a bit of tension out. Let's take the right hand out now, so the right hand's coming to the side, with the fingertips active on the ground. That right way, yes. And take the chin to the chest, and just roll the head to the left, so taking the left ear to the left shoulder, holding up there. And again, if you want to, you can take the left hand this time, just rest it on the side of the head. So it's just pulling the head a little bit more. And keep the right arm active, so you're stretching in a nice line. Just holding here for a moment. And feeling the stretch in the right side of the neck and also the right shoulder. Just letting any tension release. Make sure your jaw is soft as well. You're not tensing your jaw and your face is soft. Throughout the practice, just think of everything softening down and relaxing and releasing. All right, let's slowly bring the head up. Take the hand back down. So we're back to the legs. So this time we're going to take the left leg out and keep the right leg in. And we're going to bring the cushion or the piles of cushions to the inside of the left leg. And we're going to take the left elbow onto the cushion. Whether that cushion is right up by your head, that's fine. And just rest your hand in your head. And let the weight of the head come into the hand. And supporting your head, the heel of the hand on the forehead. Feels like you're really giving your head a nice bit of support, supporting your neck. All right, so let's release the head and we'll come facing the left leg again. So we're coming over the left leg. So again, you can stack up some cushions or blankets onto the left thigh. So you can drape yourself over them and have your hands either sides of the leg. Or if you wanted to be more upright, you can have your chin in your hands with your elbows onto those blankets or cushions. Just find somewhere that's reasonably comfortable for you. Don't take it too far. And if in doubt, come up. We'll hold here for 2 minutes. So we're stretching that left leg now. Getting the hips involved. Starting to release tension in those legs and hips from our unnatural chair sitting and all sorts of other things. We're halfway there now. And again, just noticing whether this side is better or worse, different, the same. Whether you're happy that you know you don't do this again now, this is the second side. Or whether you thought, oh, I quite like it actually. "30 seconds more, and then we'll start to come up. Nice and still. All right, so we're coming to the end, so let's very slowly roll up. Take the cushion away. You might want it in a minute. Lean back on your hands and have the feet flat. And again, let's just take the knees from side to side just to loosen any tension we might have built up in the hips. All right. So take a drink anytime you need to, do anything you need at any time, not a problem. So we're going to come into butterfly. So bring the soles of the feet together. Okay. So again, we work on the hips, so we've done a bit of neck and shoulders and head, and we start moving to the legs and the hips. So this is where we really get into the hips and the lower back, also affecting the reproductive organs, ovaries, etc. So have the soles of the feet together. Then we're going to come forwards. So it's up to you whether you need to take the feet out a little bit further. And then again, you could really stack up loads of cushions and things on top of your feet, so you can come forwards over them. You can have them as high as you want if you wanted to rest your head. Or if you just wanted to have the hands on the feet and come forward, that's fine. All right, so pick what you would like. Experiment with cushions, because that's really nice. Okay, so soles of the feet together. We're just going to come forwards. Resting the head, either rest the head in the hands or rest them on a cushion. You can have your hands stacked up on top of the cushion so your head can rest on your hands. Or have your head or chin tucked in the hands. So we're just going to fold forwards here and hold here. So we're going to aim to stay here for 3 minutes. It seems quite a long time, but let's see how we go. And if you need to come up at any time, that's fine. If you need to adjust your feet, if you feel like you benefit from the feet coming further forward so you can come forward more, then do so. Because the nearer the feet are to the body, the harder it is. And just picking a comfortable position, a reasonably comfortable position. It may not be that comfortable for you. Just try and relax down. And focus on your breath again, letting the breath help you relax. Maybe feeling the stretch in the lower back in this slightly unnatural position. And the hips are where we hold a lot of emotions, so we're opening the hips, we're opening that area. So we're releasing in a number of senses. And we're halfway there, you'd be pleased to know. So 3 minutes isn't so long after all. And remember, there's no second side for this one. So if you're not enjoying, you don't have to do it again after this. Letting gravity help you down, relax. You've got less than a minute now. All right, we're coming to the end. So let's very slowly roll up. Let's take the cushion away. Let's straighten the legs, lean back. Maybe just give the feet a little waggle, forwards and backwards. And maybe just take bend the knees a little bit. Stretching out. All right. Okay. So we're going to do a shoelace or a half shoelace, depending how we feel. So have the legs out straight. So this is our last sort of sitting before we're going to come into a bit of a lunge and then come into our fronts. So with the legs out straight, keep the left leg straight. We're going to bend the right leg. And if we can, stack the right knee over the left knee. Okay. So sitting up nice and straight. So your right knee is pretty much on top of the left knee. It might not be directly over, but that's okay. If you've got a huge gap between them, you could always stuff a cushion or a blanket if you felt that were beneficial, if there was a huge gap between the two knees. This is the half position. If you wanted to do the full position, you would then bend the left leg underneath. So the knees are still stacked, and you've got the feet either side that you can hold on to. So perhaps have a little experiment and see, because we're going to stay here for 2 minutes. So the easier way is to have the left leg underneath straight. So you pick whichever is best for you. And I'm going to stay with this one. All right, so just take the hands either side. And we can either stay sitting up, or if you want to, you can come forwards again. Yin is a lot about coming forwards, down. And again, if you were coming forwards, you could place a cushion on top of the knees, so you could just rest the chest. So take what position you want to take. Either sitting upright or coming forwards. Keeping those knees stacked. So again, we're working on the hips again and the knees. Can be quite uncomfy. Perhaps you might need to come out sometimes and then come back in. Just do your best. We're already halfway through. You might want to change position. You might want to come up or come down, depending where you are. Just keep breathing through any discomfort. I say discomfort, not pain. If it's painful, then come out. But if it's discomfort, then maybe doing you some good. That's for you to judge. All right, nearly there. So let's slowly roll up. Uncrossing that right leg. Again, give them a little shake if you need to. We'll take the other side. So starting with the right leg out straight. Taking the left leg over the top. So the left knee is over the right knee. You're just getting yourself into position. Feels a little bit awkward. And again, keeping the leg straight if you want to, or bending the right leg if you want to. Hands down on the floor either side. And then either sitting upright or coming forwards. Second side now, so those who are cursing me know that this one is no more after this. I saw some heads. Just relax, relax down. And as you relax, just trying to pay attention to those little stretchy bits that are trying to release tension. And let them do that. You're doing really well, you're very still, very calm. Okay, you've probably got about 30 seconds left. So staying here for that time if you can. Enjoy being still. Right. And we're coming to the end, so let's just slowly roll up. Uncrossing the legs. Give them a little shake. And then we're going to come into a child's pose just to have a little rest. So just swing the legs to the side, come and sit on your heels. Bottom to the heels. Let's stretch the arms out and take the head to the floor. So rest your forehead on the floor. Let's have the arms a little bit bent so the elbows on the floor. And let's just rest for a minute. And just focus where your head is touching the mat and just feeling yourself relax down. Letting the shoulders relax, letting the hips relax. And just remaining inward. All right, let's slowly slide the hands back up. So we're going to do a slightly more active posture before we then come onto the more sleepy postures. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. Bring the right foot through and take the right hand, so both hands are basically to the left of the right leg. So you want to move your right foot a little bit further out to the edge of the mat. Okay? So your right leg, I'll try and explain this properly, your right leg is at a 90-degree angle and the foot is towards or on the side of the right side of the mat. Left leg behind you, the foot is flat. Okay, maybe just stretch that leg a little bit out, the left leg out a little bit further if you can. And we're on both hands here. We're just going to hold the head up. So this is a really big hip opener. We're working on the quads as well, so hold that leg. We're going to hold here for 2 minutes. So this is a very strong posture. If you've got hip issues, you may find it tricky, in which case I invite you just to try and have a little move around to try and make it feel a little bit more comfortable for you. And if you need to come back into child's pose at any time, just do so and then come back into this position. So you're really opening up the hips in this one and the groin. Halfway there. You're doing great. This is called dragons in Yin. I don't know why. But we like dragons, so that's okay. Keep breathing. Not too long to go. We're going to take a little variation on this before we finish on this side. I hope it's not getting too excruciating. If it is, come out. Or if you're okay with that, just keep breathing. So you can either stay like this for the last minute, or you can bring the right hand up to the right knee. Just maybe try and push the right knee away a little bit. So we're just opening up the right leg a little bit, so that right foot is kind of on its side now. But again, just do what you can do. You might feel like your left shoulder protesting. Mine is being rested on so vigorously. But let's just stay here for 30 more seconds, so perhaps you can manage that. But if not, just come into child's pose, which is what we're going to do in a moment before we tackle the other side. All right, let's bring that knee back. Take the hand back down. Take the right leg back. And let's come into child's pose. Ooh. Just stretch the bottom back. Take the head to the floor. And just rest here for a moment before we come to the other side. All right, the time has come. Let's come forward. And we're going to take the left leg now. So take that left leg into a 90-degree lunge. Both hands now to the right of the left foot out towards the edge of the mat. Right leg stretched out behind you with the foot flat. Just looking forwards now. So obviously you've done it one side. Now you've got to do it this side. So there may be annoyance in the knowledge of what it's like, or maybe that will help you. Feeling that big stretch down that right hip flexor, the right side of the groin. Keep breathing. Keep looking forwards, keeping the head up. So this is a yin posture, but it's quite active. But we'll get passive soon. Just another minute like this, and then we can take another variation if we want to. Pushing the left leg out a little bit more. All right, so you can either stay like this, or you can come up, take that left hand and just push the left knee away a little bit, if that's comfortable. We'll just stay here for a minute if we can. There's a big stretch, and again, my right arm's not thanking me. But not too long to go, less than 30 seconds. Coming down whenever you want to. All right, let's do that now. So let's slowly take the hands down. Take the left knee back. And let's come into child's pose. Bring the head to the floor, stretch the arms out in front. And that was the most active posture we'll do today. So that should make you happy to know that that's the most strenuous we're going to do. All right, So just coming forwards, come onto your hands and knees again. If anyone feels like they need to do any other kind of stretching or shaking, feel free to do so, okay? At this time, I'm going to bring the right knee forward, so the right knee is between the hands. And for the moment, just keep the right heel to the groin. And you come down onto the elbows. And then if you want to, you can rest your head on the floor, or perhaps again, you might want to put a nice cushion under your head. So you just rest your head on the cushion. So this is sleeping swan. So we're coming into a nice little restful pose. We're going to hold this for 2 minutes as well. And you can keep the right heel into the groin. It's the easiest position. If it's comfortable for you, you can move the right shin further forward. It increases the stretch. But that's for you to experiment with how you feel. And you can stretch all the way forward with the head on the floor if you can. So let's just relax down into this one again. Another big hip posture. But really getting a sense of relaxing down. And giving our stomach a nice stretch as well. So we're halfway there on this side. Just another minute to go. Just relax. All right, let's very slowly start to come up. So just very slowly bringing the head up, bringing the hands back, pushing yourself back up. Let's take child's pose again, just to stretch out, so take the bottom to the heels again, stretch the arms out. And let's come on to the left side. So slowly coming forwards, bring the left knee between the hands, stretch the right leg back, bring the elbows to the floor. Again, bring in a cushion if you want to under your head. And just stretching forwards, draping forwards, resting the head on the floor or on the cushions, relaxing down. You can either keep the left heel in the ground, or if you want to increase the stretch, just move the left leg a little bit further forwards. Just keeping breathing, keep the breath nice and even, and let the breath help you relax further down to the floor. Halfway there, just another minute to go. Right, so we're coming to the end of this one. So again, let's just come back a little bit. Bring the knee back. We'll come into child's pose just for a little stretch. And then we're just going to rest on our tummies for a moment. So just have a little stretch back. And then let's just come forwards and rest on our tummies. Stack the hands up one on top of the other and just rest your forehead on the backs of your hands and just let your heels drop outwards. We're only going to rest here for a minute. If that's really uncomfortable, you can lie on your back. Otherwise, just rest their forehead on the backs of the hands. Just let everything release. It's often after the postures or between the postures that you might feel the release of the tension in the tendons and sinew. And the rebound effect being in posture and then not being in posture. All right. So we're going to come up into Sphinx for a very short time. It's a lower back posture. So just come up and bring the elbows to the either side of the chest. And we're just going to look forwards. So it's a very gentle back bend, although if you have issues with the lower back and back bends, this can be difficult. So you can either just have the head up here, just resting on your forearms, or if you feel the need to support the head, you can cup the chin with the hands. Whichever is best for you. We're just going to hold here for a short while. We're going to take a little twist to the right and a twist to the left. So this is working on the low spine, in the abdominal area, and the stomach. Just keep looking forwards, keep breathing. You might start to feel some pressure in the low spine. If that's too much, then lie down on your front again. If you're doing okay, let's just move the hands over to the right. So take them to the right side. So we're just twisting to the right. And you could, if you wanted to, just turn your head to look at your right foot, if that's not too much. Just holding here. Quite a nice side stretch. And then let's very slowly go the other side. So just slowly working the hands back to the middle. And then take the hands to the left. And then again, just twisting slightly to the left. And if you can, turning your head to look down the left side of the body. The head is still up. A little bit of an increase in tension when we're turning to one side. And don't forget to breathe, of course. All right, let's slowly turn the head back. Bring the arms to the centre. And let's just rest the head on the back of the hands again for a moment. You want to bring the legs up behind you and give them a sway from side to side if that helps, or if you want to come back into child's pose or any other position if that's been difficult on the back, please do so. All right. So we've got two more postures. So this next one is on the front. again, taking the leg out to the side, and then the last one is a twist from the side. Okay. All right, so this one is half frog. So let's take the hands out, well, like a frog, but kind of so the elbows are at 90 degrees. Hands are just a little bit further away from the face. Let's start with the right leg now. So you're going to take the right leg out to the side. Have that leg at 90 degrees. So the hip and the knee are in line, and then the knee and the ankle are in line. If you feel it be beneficial anywhere to have any cushions to prop you up, if you feel like you're hanging in the air anywhere, then you can put the cushion under the right knee perhaps, under the chest. Just imagine you're a frog, but a one-legged frog. And have the head on the mat, and we're just going to rest here for, let's say, a minute and a half. And again, this is really good for the lower back and the sacrum and the hips. But vary it if you need to, or come back into child's pose if you need to. "30 seconds more, and then we'll be a left-legged frog then." All right, let's bring the right leg down. Keep the arms where they are. And then let's bring the left leg into our frog position. So left knee and left hip in line, and then left knee and left ankle in line. So a nice right angle. And if you can, resting forwards unless you feel like you need to be propped up. In which case, do so. Just a minute and a half here, and then we're on our final posture before relaxation. It's 30 seconds to go. Just letting yourself relax down, letting the hips release. All right, let's slowly straighten that leg, and let's push back into child's pose one last time. Bottom to heel, stretch the arms out in front of you. Take any movements you need to. Yin is challenging because you stay in one position for a long time. If that's a position that's not comfortable for you, then it can be difficult. So you need to be aware of that and take what movement you need to take. All right, so we're going to come into our last position now. So let's lie on the right side. So lie on your right side with your arm stretched out. Rest your head on your right arm. Just have the left hand in front of you to begin with, just stabilising you. So then I want you to take your left leg out in front of you, if that makes sense, so you're at 90-degree angle. And then bending the right leg behind you, take your left hand, and if you can, grab your right foot with your left hand. If you can't quite grab the foot, just aim your hand towards that foot. Does that make sense to everyone? You look all right.
Can the left foot be up in the air, Rachel? Does it need to be on the floor?
Ideally on the floor. If it can't, maybe put a cushion underneath it. If it's in the air, that's okay, that's fine. Is it comfortable enough?
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. So it may reach the floor, it may not. And if it's not on the floor, it can have a cushion underneath it if it wants to. So your left hand is grabbing hold of your right foot. Maybe you're just kind of rolling back a little bit so your left shoulder is aiming towards the floor behind you. So we're twisting through the body, we're opening across the chest. That left leg that is straight out is active. And we're just relaxing back towards the left shoulder. And this is called cat pulling tail. So I guess you can kind of see that your right leg is your tail. And you're grabbing hold of your tail with your left hand. And we'll be here for 2 minutes. We've been here a little while already. So just try and relax and just enjoy the nice twist. Enjoy the opening of the chest. Just enjoying it. Less than a minute to go. Maybe you've got the hang of this one now and you're thinking, oh, this is nice. This is relaxing. Okay, so just release your tail, straighten your right leg, bring your left leg back to meet the other one. And then you want to gently roll onto your left side. I have to come the other way, but you can just roll, it's up to you. So stretch out the left arm, rest the head on the left arm. So just thinking if you need any cushions, the last experience. And then bring the right leg out now so it's in front of you. Bend the left leg up behind you. Take your right hand around. If you can, grab hold of the right, left foot. Right, so the right leg is straight out. The left leg is bent up behind you. The right hand is grabbing hold of your left foot. Doesn't help when we twist ourselves up to know what is left and what is right. And then maybe just rolling back a little bit. So your right shoulder is going towards the floor behind you. Opening across the chest. Twisting the body the other way this time. Relaxing down. Halfway there. And then all we're going to need to do is lie down, Shavasana, and relax. So just enjoy the spinal stretch and twist. Hopefully the mind is calm and focusing on these strange positions and focusing on keeping us still. 30 seconds more here. Alright, so let's slowly release our tail, bring our feet back together. Let's come onto our backs and bring the knees to the chest. Hug your knees. Give yourself a squeeze. Might help to have a little rock around. Massage the back on the floor. Just feeling the release of any tension. And we're going to come into our relaxation now. So if you need to get any blankets or anything, do so calmly and slowly. I've muted your so that any snoring or anything can't disturb anybody. Alright, so come and lie onto your backs now. Come into either Shavasana with the legs out straight, or you can come into what we call in Yin constructive rest, where you have the knees up. And the knees can rest against each other with the feet slightly further apart. So you're self-supporting your knees. Or if your legs are straight, you can always put a rolled up blanket under the knees just to release any tension in the lower back as you lie on the floor. All right, well done. We've reached relaxation. So the only position we need to worry about now is lying down and letting everything release even further. So lie on the back. If the legs are out straight, have your feet together and let your feet flop out. Have the arms alongside the body and just let the palms face upwards if that's comfortable. And we're going to give the head a little rock from side to side, just to loosen the neck, just to release any further tension. And then bring your head back to center and just keep the head on the mat, just jut the chin slightly to the chest, just to release any tension from the neck and straighten the neck. And let's just return to ourselves and having a check around the body and having a little observation after our practice. If anything feels tense still, feels more tense, or hopefully feels more relaxed. Just give yourself a couple of seconds for a little shuffle if you need to, just to ease out any tension and get that still position where we're going to stay for a little while. And let's bring the attention back to the breath now. And focusing our minds on our abdomen again. And breathing deeply into the abdomen. And as you breathe in, observing the chest rising, as you fill the lungs. And as you breathe out, the chest falling as you empty the lungs. So bringing the mind back to the breath. Nice, deep, slow breaths. As we're lying on the mat, I want you to visualize just above your head, golden sun. And as we breathe in, I want you to breathe in that golden sunshine through the top of the head and let it move all the way down to just below the feet. And as you breathe out, I want you to visualize a silvery coolness moving up through the feet and out through the top of the head. So breathing in golden light from the top of the head, moving down to the feet. And breathing out silvery coolness moving from the feet out the top of the head. Breathe in golden light through the head down to the feet. Breathe out silvery coolness from the feet up and out the top of the head. Breathe in golden light through the head, moving down. Breathe out silvery coolness from the feet, moving out the top of the head. And just trying to keep that going. Breathing in golden light from the head, moving down to the feet. And breathing out silvery coolness from the feet, moving up and out the top of the head. And just feeling that movement, breathing in from the head down to the feet, breathing out from the feet to the top of the head. As you're breathing, just being aware of the body, sinking further down into the mat, being supported and held by the ground beneath you. And as the body is now relaxed, just bring your focus now to the point between your eyebrows. And rest your focus there. And now just imagining a white light at the centre of the eyebrows. Nice warm white light. And as we lie here, just let that light expand outwards so it's covering your face. And let it move outwards in a circle so it's taking in half the upper body. And let that circle of white light expand outwards until it encompasses the whole of the body. And taking it out further so it's encompassing everything around you. And just breathing nice and gently. And the whole body is completely relaxed. Whole body is completely calm. And the whole body is completely still. And just bringing your mind back to your breath. Keeping still. Let's just take 3 deep breaths again into the body, really filling the lungs as much as you can. And 3 deep breaths out. Starting now, just to give the little toes and fingers a little wiggle. Gentle movements. And then very slowly just roll onto your left side. Just rest on the left for a moment. And rest your head on your left arm. And then if comfortable for you, roll onto your tummy and rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Just rest the forehead on the hands. And then when you're ready, you can gently push yourself back up to sitting. And we'll just come to sit with the eyes closed. We'll have the palms at the chest. Keep everything nice and slow. And then I'm going to chant the universal prayer to close the class. If you want to, you can join in. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you. Open your eyes when you're ready. I'm going to turn the recording off. You're all on mute, by the way.